All right.
It's
We
live
are
now.
we are live with Brittany today. Welcome, guys, and thanks for joining us. And hopefully, um, we have a great live today. Definitely appreciate Brittany coming on today. One of the local Temecula realtors that I respect a lot, and she's definitely a local rock star. And I'm excited to dive in deeper with her and just kind of learn a little bit more about what makes Brittany tick and some of the things that she thinks has helped her be successful as a realtor and just as a mom and as a person in general. I think um, not, we're friends and not that I know her that well, um, but but thank you. I really appreciate you coming on, Brittany.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is nerve-wracking.
Don't sweat it at all. It's
No.
totally just, yeah. I like to keep these like super laid back. So tell us a little bit about when you got started in real estate,
Yep.
and what motivated you to get into real estate.
All right, so I'll try to keep this short as possible, but let's see, my background has always been outside sales, marketing, and advertising. And real estate kind of fell in my lap. Um, let's see if I can get through this part without shedding any tears.
Oh no. Shoot.
No, no, that's just me. So, I'll be laughing and smiling and crying all at the same time. But I was actually publishing a magazine in Corona, and I was 7 months pregnant with my 3rd baby and ended up having a stillborn at 7 months. So I took a little break from that career. I actually went back to work a few weeks later, and then I was like, "Okay, no, I need a little more downtime." And so during that time, I was approached by a friend that I've known since childhood, actually, and they said, you know, "Britt, like, you need to you need to be doing something. You need to get out of this funk, and we think you'd be really great at it." And that position was an ISA, and most people don't know what that means unless you're in this business, in real estate. So they asked me to be their inside sales agent or associate, and basically all I was doing was making phone calls, setting appointments for realtors, and just building rapport with people. And naturally, that it just felt good to me. And one thing led to another. So I did that for months, and then I'm like, you know what? I can do this. I can be an agent. And so I got my license, and that was about 4 years ago.
Oh, that's it? Oh my
That's
God.
it. Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
geez. Wow. Okay, so dang, so what an experience. So you feel like
Mhm.
you were kind of in a funk,
Yeah.
um, and do you feel like getting in or filling that role as a ISA and just getting into real estate a little bit, do you feel like that kind of helped you, kind of move on a little
Yeah.
bit?
For me, it was just like everything that I loved, which was, you know, connecting with people, getting outside, and just talking to people. My job was literally like, I still have the script up, but just like call people, ask what are your plans? Why are you moving? Where are you moving to? Oh, your daughter's graduating. Where are they going? And just really like getting to know people, and that just brings me like so much joy. I just love that. And
Wow.
it's so funny because not only is this valley small, but it is a small world, and it's just interesting how quickly you connect to people, and I love doing that.
Wow, okay. So that's so cool. And I feel that so did you, because I know, and we were talking about this a little bit before we
Mhm.
jumped on, but I know I always see you with these quotes and different things about that positive mindset, attitude, and just working hard and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Did you have that before, or is that something that's kind of come to
No,
you as you've gone through trials and things?
yeah, I think I've always been a pretty positive person. I mean, I may not have felt it as much before. It was kind of like mind over matter. We're just gonna get through this, and you learn as a child, like affirmations. You keep saying these positive things, and they'll happen.
Yeah,
And I still kind of feel that way. I mean, real estate. There's extreme highs and extreme lows, and tough moments. And I feel like those quotes and those cliche things, like they really help me. They really do.
yeah.
They make me feel good. And I hear from people all the time, like, keep doing that. Like, you really brighten my day. And, you know, it feels good for everyone.
For sure. Because you think of the opposite, and what is the opposite is basically obviously negativity and
Yeah.
not believing in oneself or believing in others. And I feel like for anyone to have, or jealousy or things of that nature, and I feel kind of sad when people have kind of
Yeah.
issues in that regard. And it's like, it is so important to have a positive mindset and just work hard. And
Yeah.
we can all accomplish so much more than we're accomplishing.
Yeah.
And if we just strive on a daily basis to go out there and do our very best, like
Yeah.
we have the ability, and um, we'll find success in whatever we pursue. So I love that about you. That is so cool, Brittany. And I'm sure, and it sounds like I'm sure you've definitely had, and we all do, but you've definitely had some very difficult, um, I guess you could say, trials or things that you've been through that have probably made you a very strong, or the strong person you are, right?
Some
Do
would call it strong, some would call it something else, I'm sure, but yeah, I mean, I was raised by my dad, a single dad, and he worked a lot, and, I'm from if people don't know this, I'm from Nebraska, small town, was raised on a farm, like, in the middle of nowhere. So, from a young age, I've just kind of figured it out on my own, and I've just done things on my own. So, that has taught me, like, hard work, determination. I mean, you just have to be positive in circumstances like that. So, I'm grateful for that. I mean, I probably didn't feel that way when I was 15, 13,
Yeah,
but,
totally.
I definitely have that crazy determination.
Yeah. Dang, and interesting. So it started at a very young age on a farm in Nebraska. Did you say Nebraska?
Yeah, literally my first job was detasseling corn.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Wow.
yep.
What an example
Bringing in
of
the
hard
bringing
work.
in bringing in the money, like, I don't know, I think 12 maybe?
Yeah. Dang. Well, that's cool. That's awesome. I love hearing this. And the other thing that I see, and again, we kind of just touched on briefly, is, and you mentioned, obviously you've already mentioned a couple things that you've been through, but then also being a single mom and really still being able to just kill it in real estate. And when I say kill it, you're doing things right, and you're closing a lot of transactions, a lot more than what your typical realtor does. Um, and you're thriving. And I know I talked to a number of people who, or realtors, I guess you could say, that um, sometimes struggle, And what would you say has helped you as a single mom in real estate and still finding the time um, to do really well? How do you balance things?
Well, I feel like that's a loaded question. It's,
It probably is.
I'm an open book, like I told you, so it's not easy. It's
Yeah.
definitely not easy, especially during COVID. I mean, the kids well, to each their own, but, there's not trampoline parks that they can go to. There's not a lot, school's not happening. They don't have that socialization. Thankfully, I have really amazing neighbors and friends, and they can still have that interaction, but it's hard to find a balance. So with me, last year, I was doing some, I wouldn't say a lot. I was doing some paid advertising to try to get new clients, and it I had a great year and I'm not complaining at all, but it became a lot and it was really hard to juggle personal and business, especially as a single mom. I didn't always have people just available to watch the kids if somebody wanted to see property, and
Yeah.
lucky them, they get to come with me. Um, but this year I've really, well, the end of last year I decided I'm not doing that anymore. I was just going to work off of referrals, past clients, center of influence, and that's what I've done. So I feel like I could definitely be doing more transactions, but I have kids and that's my first priority. They're my babies and I want them to see me thriving and happy. And we've figured out how we can do that. And like I said, it's not always easy, but
Yeah.
scaling back a little bit. So last year I had a transaction goal. This year I have an overall um, sales volume goal. So I'm like, okay, I don't need to do as many transactions if I increase my average sales price. So
Yeah.
that's kind of been my goal this year. So I can kind of scale back a little bit on the number of clients I have and spend, time with my kids.
Love it. So just more focus on obviously family, which
Yeah.
I think I preach that a lot. Is like, and not that I'm anywhere perfect by any means, but I feel like as a realtor and really in any industry, we're always battling with that balance because the end of
So
the
hard.
day, it's like it's the most important thing is our family.
Yeah.
Um, so it's so important for us to always try to improve that work-life balance.
Yeah.
Um,
And just becoming efficient
yeah.
helps a lot too.
So I know you were saying, so will you do more transactions
Mhm.
or volume compared to last year, do you think? Are you on track to doing a bit better?
I am on track. I'll beat my number from last year. Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that was a confident way of saying that. So you're killing it then, which is great. Because the real estate market is good, and the fact that you're still finding more balance and being more efficient with your time, it sounds like,
Yeah.
spending more time with the family and uh, maybe taking a trip here and there. That's always going to be more important. At the end of the day, um, there's that.
Yeah, it is. It is hard. It is difficult for sure, but it is the most important thing. I remember my grandma before COVID hit, like we were talking and she's like, what did she ask me? She's like, what is the meaning of life? Like, when is enough enough? And then we're just like, we're just brainstorming, talking, thinking out loud. And it really like got me thinking about things. And like the meaning of life for me isn't to make the most amount of money. The meaning of life for me is to create this atmosphere for my kids, something that they may even want to take on, or you know enjoy as they get older as well. But really, truly, I just want to see them happy, and in order for them to be happy, they need to see me happy. So I found a career that I love and I'm very passionate about. And I think they see that and they witness that, and I think that's really what's important.
Love it. Yeah. I'm such a fan. I think that's so cool. Because I feel like most of us, and even myself, I feel like just a few years ago, I feel like I didn't really have that perspective and I
Yeah.
didn't really strive for that balance as much as I try to now. Um, and it isn't easy. And I feel like
It's not.
and it never will be, but each and
Mm-mm.
every day I just try to improve it a little bit. And it sounds like that's exactly what you're trying to do.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like this year for me is just all about like growth. How can I grow my business without like going crazy? How can
Yeah.
I be a better mom? How can I make my systems more efficient? How can I be a better agent to my clients, a better friend to my friends? And, you know, sometimes that just means slowing down and scaling back just a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. And Huh. And also, what it reminds me of is just having an abundant mindset,
Yeah.
um, believing that you can really have not only do well in business and do well in real estate and have money, but then also at the same time have a great family life. And that's true. And that's one area I totally need to improve on is being more present. I tend to get
Yeah.
very focused on business sometimes, and it's
Yeah.
hard, as you probably I'm sure you know, it's like it's hard to shift sometimes. Like I'll
It
get
is.
home and my little guy will want to go jump on the trampoline or go play or whatever. And it takes me a little while to really transition and get
Mhm.
focused on him.
Yeah. Oh, I get that because s so when the kids come back from their dad's house and I have them, um, it's very hard. It's not like there's another person in the house that can play with them and make dinner and do all of that stuff. So I have to like shut down. Or in my mind, what I do is I'm like, okay, Brittany, like Ava wants to play LOL dolls. Literally, she's little. Like, give her 10 minutes of your undivided attention, and her cup is like up to here. And so sometimes I just have to do that. I'm like, okay, this can wait 10 minutes. Let me just go fill her cup for a little bit and play LOL dolls, and then I'll get back to it. But it's a struggle daily. Mhm.
Love it. Oh gosh. I think of my little Xander who's 2 and how he every day wants to play with his choo-choo or go jump on the trampoline
Mhm.
and or like with his choo-choo, like we have it all set out on the table. Every day he knocks it down multiple times a day, like destroying it, and we have to help him build it over and over. And it's like in that moment, it's annoying,
Yeah,
but I think in retrospect, in a few years from now, I'm gonna look back at that time and be like, by no means was that an
yeah,
annoyance to me.
yeah,
Like I miss that.
yeah.
So anyway, we got to be careful with
It's
or
so
be
hard.
patient. Yeah.
Yeah, patience. I'm trying to teach my 10-year-old that one right now. It's really fun. It's really fun.
Oh my gosh. So awesome. Oh my gosh. I feel like we've gotten so many like little or big nuggets from just some of the things we've talked about.
Yeah.
What are some of the things as a realtor, being in it only 4 years and to be doing what you're doing in 4 years is extremely impressive. Um,
Thank
what
you.
are some of the things that you would recommend to newer agents or other agents that are struggling in the business?
So
Like,
I feel like as a new agent, if I had to do this all over again, um, I think so for me, I joined a team right out of the gates. I actually joined a couple teams, but I thought that was very, very helpful and really beneficial. And if I moved to a new area, the first thing I would do is join a team. The second thing I would do is get very involved in the community. I don't know, join your Rotary Club, I don't know, just do all those things. Get involved with the community, whether it's on social media, in your neighborhood, extracurricular activities, and just like soak it all in. I would tour the neighborhoods, the communities every day, numerous times a day, and just become an expert. You don't need to become an expert in every single neighborhood. You know, for us, we have Temecula, Marietta, French Valley. I say just focus on one area. Um, and then, yeah, just be a sponge. Just soak it all up.
so you say joining a team. Why? And I've thought of a lot about this. Like if I were
Mhm,
to go back again and start over, I feel
mhm,
like joining a team could be a very good strategy to getting into a new area.
yeah.
So I'm curious to hear why would you join a team if you were to start over in a new area?
I just think I mean, you automatically are building connections. Yes, they're with other agents, but still, you're building those connections. You're gonna hear the conversations they're having with other people. You're gonna pick up on the lingo. You're gonna be able to ask real-time questions. And then obviously, well, not obviously, hopefully they'll provide some sort of leads for you, and that just kind of kickstarts things. You start having those conversations and using the scripts that they provide, and I don't know. just brainstorming. Having people around you in an office, you just learn so much from that.
Got it, got it. Huge, and I think especially if you're like a brand new agent,
Yeah,
you're able to get that experience a lot quicker than
yeah,
if you were independent, because it's gonna take a while to get your first clients, whereas if you're with a team, they're
yeah,
providing leads and things of that nature. Your
yep,
split might not be as good, but who cares? If you're getting experience
mhm,
and you're able to get some deals under your belt and get
mhm,
that momentum that you were talking about, I think that's huge.
yeah,
So so I can see that if I were to go back again, because I
mhm,
feel like my first year, I think I did like 6 transactions that first year. It was a struggle,
yeah,
and I'm sure, obviously being with a team, it would just cause things to go a lot quicker,
yeah,
in terms
and
of
then if you're, those people, you may not know them, but they know people, and those people know people. So get your first 6 transactions under your belt and then start asking for referrals or taking those people out to lunch and just building those relationships. That's what I love about
yeah,
this
yeah,
business.
love it. And yeah, so that's a good one. So joining a team, if I were to move to, who knows, Nebraska, some small town in Nebraska, I'm gonna start on a team for sure.
I don't know
um,
how many big teams they have in Nebraska. I don't know.
dang.
Yeah,
Well,
I think I learned a lot from that, and, I loved that community. I loved having that, just bouncing ideas off each other. "What should we do for this event?" And everybody just brings their ideas, and that was fun.
yeah. And I think that's another good point, is like it's not only getting the experience, but it's also working with an agent or a team
Mhm.
lead that's doing really well already. And so why reinvent the wheel? They're probably doing a
Yeah,
lot of things that you can apply to your business, jump in. Once
sure.
you go independent, obviously you're going to take a lot of those pieces that you learned from them and be able to have that as a basis to really create a great business.
Yeah. And if you're a brand new agent, you're able to, like, piggyback off of their success. So you could say, you know, "We sold 500 homes in the last few years." I don't know. But you're a part of that team, so you can
Yeah,
use that and use that to your advantage.
totally. Right. Or even like even with my crew or my agents and my team, um, they can list any of my properties as if it's their own, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm the broker, I'm an producing agent, but most of their sphere
Mhm.
has no, like, they don't know whose listing that is. So them seeing them be busy with posting
Yeah.
listings and things of that nature, even if they're mine, they're getting this perception like, oh man, they're killing it. They're doing
Yep.
really well in real estate. And now within their sphere, they're gonna be like, Nick, you're the man. Like you're really working hard. We're
Yeah.
looking to buy a house. Can you help me? And it's like, of course, I want to help them because each of our spheres is different, right? And so
Yep.
that's going to help them a lot.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a good point.
but cool, cool. Okay, well, we only have a few minutes left here, so I wanted to talk real quick. Let's finish it off with a few stats. We were just reviewing some stats before we jumped on. I didn't share any of these with Brittany, but I'm sure Brittany already knows what's going on. What do you see happening with the market?
Yeah, I mean, I know we talked briefly about this, but I it's still crazy out there in my opinion. I have clients that are submitting offers, buyers that are submitting offers well above list, and we're still not getting an accepted offer because we're up against, whether it be all cash or some are even financed, but they're waiving appraisal, they're waiving loan contingencies, and people just can't compete with that. And I really wouldn't even advise some of my clients to try to compete with that if they're not in the position to do so. So it's crazy. It's a good
It is
seller's market.
totally seller's market. And I try to think like when you say that, like if I'm a buyer or I'm a seller and I'm watching this, um, so as a buyer, you just have to be prepared to
Yep.
be extremely aggressive.
Yeah,
Um,
so when I have a new buyer come to me, I just try to set that expectation up front. Like, it is if you want this house, like, we can get it, but you have to be aggressive. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't feel in our area it's not the market to get a deal on something right now.
oh, not at all.
Yeah.
Like, it's gotta be a very special situation if you're gonna try to get a deal in this
Yeah.
market. That's for
Yep.
sure.
Yep.
Um, and something I found interesting that I was looking at, and sorry I didn't really share this, but and you probably already know this, but the prices, the medium prices have increased. I think it what compared this month compared to 1 year ago. So basically, I guess you would say July of 2019. Um, Home values are up roughly around 10% in a lot of areas.
That sounds about right to me.
And one other, this is a random stat, I'm gonna throw this out here too, is just because it was intriguing to me. Pool homes are a good
Yes.
5 to 10% higher than that.
Yeah.
Is that I compared to just standard homes without a pool. Is
It
that
does not
not
surprise me
crazy?
at all. It's
I'm
crazy.
like, wow. And this isn't a proven stat or anything, but I feel like the last couple months, I want to say month over month, where I feel like we're increasing like 2, 3% a month, which is just
Yeah.
like absurd.
Yeah, it is
Um,
absurd.
so
I
anyway,
just feel like it's because there's nothing out there. I mean, didn't you say recently we are down like 30% inventory from last year? And so
uh,
people are just willing. They're willing to shell out the money to make the move. It's
right,
it's wild. So it's increasing those price points.
totally. And I think, and the other thing I start thinking about with the whole pool stat is because of COVID, maybe that has triggered a lot, and I'm pretty sure this is true because I've talked to a number of
Yeah.
people that think the same thing. It's like people want bigger yards, they
Yeah.
want a pool, they want just like a better home to live in if they're gonna be cooped up.
Yeah, I am right there. I'm like, my kids are going insane. We spent, this is crazy, but a couple $100 on a slip and slide that will fit in my front yard. My neighbors are just like, what? She's losing her mind. But like, there's nothing, some people don't have a backyard to like keep the kids entertained. And that's where I'm at personally. And so, yeah, pool homes are going quick because we all have the same idea.
Interesting, right? So it's like, what value do you give a pool home or a home with a
Yeah,
pool over a home that doesn't? It used to not be all that much, but I feel like the value of a pool is definitely more today than it was 1 year ago.
yeah,
Like in
I would
terms of
completely
appraised
agree.
value and stuff. Yeah.
Yep, it's wild world out there. I mean, it's so interesting that we're like history. This is history happening right now.
Oh,
And not just in
totally.
real estate, but like just in general. The kids are going to remember this. Our kids are going to tell their kids about the time that school got shut down because of this crazy virus. It's just crazy.
Yeah. That's nuts. Oh my gosh. Dang, Brittany. Well, cool, cool. We're already at 30 minutes. It flew by.
Good.
Thank you so much for coming on. I feel like I've gotten so much out of this, and I'm sure others watching have totally gotten a lot out of a lot of the things you shared. I think it's amazing what you've accomplished, and I love the fact that you really just focus on the right things and just have a great mindset. And I think just because of that, you'll continue to find lots of success because
Thank you.
people are attracted to people like you, people that are really doing their best, um, and just working hard being consistent, being a true person, we're trying to, be a good mom, be a good
Yeah.
friend, be a good client. So thank you so much. You
Thank you for
rock. I
having
really
me.
appreciate you coming on.
Well, thanks,
Uh,
Tyson. I appreciate you. You're always so giving of advice, information, where to find the best tacos.
oh, that's true. We definitely have that in common.
Yeah.
Shoot, tacos.
Yep.
So, well, cool. Thanks, Britt,
You're
and everyone.
welcome.
Thanks for joining us. Until next week, we appreciate you guys. Hope you guys were able to get a lot out of this. And thanks again, Britt. Have a good one.
Okay. Talk soon.
Okay, bye.